First, we started with the considerations for this cute, viral, sensational hairstyle, Miracle Knots. Now we're going to move on to another hairstyle that is not actually a new one, but people are still making the same hair mistakes. Let's go ahead and get into it. We are going to be talking about sew-ins. Sew-ins is not a new hairstyle, but I have been seeing some things that have popped up, similar issues that before TikTok was around and when I was younger, and just the same things are happening and people are making mistakes. So let's go ahead and get into it, because the most important thing is you got to care for the hair that grows out of your scalp. You have to.
Perfect example of Black women not caring about the damage that certain hairstyles are doing to our heads.
Do y'all see my leave out?
So the first issue is going to be leave out. And leaving out your hair for a sew-in is not something new, like I said. But as you can see in the video clip that I showed, where this woman, she's been it appears that she's been getting her hair parted in the same spot, and her hair is very beautiful and gorgeous, but you can see evidence of a severe breakage and damage at the top part of her head, right in the middle where her leave out is. Let's break down the piece where she has talked about the leave out. That's an issue there. So there could be a few factors in the issues that she's seeing with her hair. The one thing you do have to think about is when you have a leave out, heat damage, especially if you're getting hair that is drastically a different texture than your natural hair that grows out of your head. Whatever condition it comes out of, if it's drastically different, for example, my hair is natural, so it's very kinky, coily, and curly. With that said, if I were to put in a silky straight, pressed out, silk press type of textured hair into as a sew-in, me mixing that leave out that's kinky, coily, and curly, that means I have to press it to blend it with the other parts of the hair to make it look natural, so that way the style looks like it's the hair that's growing out of my head. My name is India with Fashion Home Life by E. I am a hair care enthusiast. I learned a lot just from my father, who is a licensed cosmetologist. I also have a wonderful network of, like, I have my own hairstylist that I get advice from, and then just knowing things on my own as well, just growing up, seeing issues that other people have had, trying to avoid those things as well, have just been a culmination of knowledge that I have had over the past several years. I make hair accessories for women as well as fashion accessories for men and women. So go ahead and check out my website that's down below if you want to see more information about my products. Now, and that is one thing. Heat damage is definitely a big concern. First off, anytime you are using heat on your hair, you should be using a heat protectant. And you also, even with a heat protectant, you need to make sure that your styling tools are not, the temperature is not too high. Just because a heat protectant says that it style, like you can use it for up to 450 degrees, you need to question, should you be pressing your hair up to 450 degrees? It does not need to be that high. Also, the amount of passes that you have, that is also a factor too. And then also how often you're putting heat on your hair matters as well. That's the heat part of it.
Her hair out naturally, as she always wears a leave out. Now, what upsets me about this whole thing isn't the fact that she's lost a load of hair at the front, caused by trying to match up the natural hair with the leave out, which, ladies, FYI, is never going to happen, especially when you have 4B, 4C hair. You are never going to be able to match your hair up to a Indian weft. It's not going to happen.
The other piece of this is the texture. When you are having your hair be a drastically different texture than the hair that you're going to leave out, you're going to have to figure out some kind of way to blend it. And those are considerations that you need to factor in if you're going to do this style. Because ultimately, I think everybody should care about the hair that grows out of their head more than the hair that they're putting on their head. Nothing is wrong with wearing weaves. Nothing is wrong with adding hair. I do it. But there is never going to be a hairstyle that I'm going to wear that, one, is going to drastically damage my hair, and I'm going to care about that hairstyle more than the hair that actually my body produces.
Though, because this, like, my hair is like literally feel like it's balding up there.
Just so that we can achieve a certain look. This is crazy. We really have to ask ourselves, why don't we care?
Now, the next piece of this is going to be where we're talking about the hairstylist. This stylist put it so wonderful, so I'm going to let her take it over.
That's not what upsets me the most. What upsets me is that the hairdresser or stylist that she has gone to hasn't even thought to tell her that she needs her hair cut. So she has just been taking the weave out, popping the weave back in, taking the weave out.
Everybody has their different budgets and different abilities. I do want to point out that there is a difference between a person who is a licensed cosmetologist, someone that has the state boards that are regulating what they're able to do, what they can and cannot do, the standards of practice that they have to follow, as well as the licensing. They have to keep paying a fee to that licensing board to, stay up to date, all of those things. So there's a difference, because some people go to people who don't wash their hair. And I'm not going to say everybody, but people who are not licensed cannot wash your hair. That is something that I learned from my hairstylist, who is a licensed cosmetologist. So if you're going to someone that says you need to come to me with your hair already washed, and then I'll sew the hair in, nothing's wrong with that. Usually the pricing is going to be less expensive because, one, they're not a licensed cosmetologist. So the level of professional training, certification, knowledge, obviously you're not paying for that. So it's going to be a little less expensive. They can be amazing, talented hairstylists, but they're just not licensed. But also with that, they're doing less work as well, because when I go to my hairstylist, she's washing my hair, she's drying it, and then she's doing whatever treatments I want, and then she's styling my hair. Whereas you're going straight to that person to get your hairstyle. And that's okay. You just need to know that that person is there to give you a hairstyle, and the professional review and evaluation of your hair is going to be either on you to do that, or you need to have someone periodically do that. So ultimately what I'm saying is, it's okay that you go to someone who is not licensed, they're a talented hairdresser and they can just style your hair. That's okay. But you just need to know that they're not licensed. So they're not taking that professional look at your hair in the way that a licensed professional would. And even with licensed professionals, we have people of everybody has different standards. And by that, I mean, you can go to a licensed professional and they may be poor at customer service. They also may be poor at the standards that they should have for your hair. So what I mean by that is, if you do not see evidence that your licensed cosmetologist is not willing to tell you, no, you can't get that hairstyle, you may want to go see someone else. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just throwing it out there, because your hairstylist, that professional, is taking a lens of what is the health of your hair. And a good one that cares about your hair on your head, your hair health, your scalp health, is going to tell you, no, you can't get that hairstyle. No, I'm not going to bleach your hair right now because it can't take it. No, I'm not going to put this dye in 2 weeks after you did XYZ because your hair is not your hair is not ready for it. Or maybe we're going to have multiple treatments over the course of however many weeks or months to get the desired hair color you want, because your hair can't take it all at one time, or it's just not the best to put all of those colors in at one time. whatever it is, that stylist should be willing to tell you no. And if they're not, I personally would find somebody else. You make that decision for yourself. But you definitely want somebody who cares about your hair. You want someone that does that. That makes a big difference because they're the professional. They went to school, they got the license. You want to listen to the professionals. But ultimately, I do want to say, guys, we just before you start a hairstyle or get something that looks good, you do want to evaluate. I urge you to evaluate what that style means for you, how you're going to be able to maintain that hairstyle bef- when you get it, what is the impact to your hair while it's in that hairstyle, as well as when you take it down. I think that the most important part about the hair style is the health of your hair. And if there's anything that's going to jeopardize that, is it really worth it? And I leave that with you today. And for our hair care stories, and if you have some other suggestions for me, make sure you leave those in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.